Hello everyone, welcome to my guide on the Grogg Den. Now this one we're going to start the way we always started, but then it's going to be a little bit different. I'm quite excited to show you that. So first set of enemies is this pyro here that's walking back and forth. There's another pyro over there, and on the left there's a medbot that's also moving back and forth. So you gotta wait till at least one of them is all alone. Like currently that's going to be this pyro. Then we're going to start with the pharaoh, for example. And we're gonna move her to here. Now you gotta remember with the pyros that when they die, they kind of blow up, so they cover some space around them, and that space is like 1 square all around them. So you're gonna be standing at least 2 squares away. How sure do we have from here, by the way? 75% chance, but we have a 100% chance of a crit chance, which is great. But we're gonna move her closer. We want to get a bit better. We have a lower crit chance, but that's alright. Nice. Next up, we're going to be using Borman, who is going to be moving to here and using his straight shot. Nice, and then Selma's just going to finish him off. And remember, you got to stand far enough. We've covered that one space we talked about. Next up, we got this medbot. Now for that, we're gonna need to make sure that Pharaoh has her gunslinger, her circuit breaker ability. You could also use ducks. I'm just using Pharaoh for no particular reason, just because why not? And you can just straight up go at the medbot. So we'll start with Pharaoh. She's gonna move as close as she can, which is here, and then she's gonna use her circuit breaker. Cool. I am the beautiful weapon. Nice. And she disabled him, so now we can just relax and slowly kill him. And this is the regular way, right? We're using 1 mutation to kill them off. That's the normal way. I mean, 1 with 2 people who have like at least 24 HP. But then we're gonna do a different way. We're gonna still kill the pyro the old way, and then I'm gonna show you the new way. And I'm quite excited about the new way. But first we gotta get rid of this medbot. You can also use ducks for this. He can switch either Pharaoh or Selma depending on whose abilities you need to recharge. I don't know, I just simply picked Pharaoh. Because the combo that I have right now, you can go with them throughout the entire map and it's gonna be fine. Their abilities are good enough, so you can just like kill all your enemies. So that's why I picked them, but you can do what you want. But we're gonna go at him from this direction, for example. And for this pyro, you're gonna need Selma's twitch shot, so we're gonna move her as close as she can, but again, still far enough from when he blows up. We're gonna move her here, and we're gonna use her twitch shot. Perfect. If she failed, you could actually use Borman's Hog Rush, because we're not gonna need it later on. Or you could use the Hog Rush, but and then if you did use the Hog Rush, you'd probably need to switch Selma for ducks in the following fights. But we didn't need to do that. Okay, again he blew up. We were just far enough. Okay, next up. Now next up we have this Chief Pyro up here, and he's on high ground, but that's not a problem because we can get on that high ground too, just by running around this place from this side. And then behind him we have 2 hunters with 24 HP, and we're gonna kill them the new way. And the new way is without using any mutations, which I think is really, really cool. For this new way, you need to have gotten the artifact upgrade for your weapons. If you didn't get it, spoiler alert, jump ahead 10 seconds. If you don't want to hear it, there is an artifact right in this area. So if you just sneak around, you can find it. And it's down there actually, and you can get the 1 artifact if you need it. End of spoiler alert. And right, what I was saying, right, so you don't actually need any mutations to kill this hunter. Now I'm gonna show you how, but first I need to place up my people. So we're gonna place Selma here. Borman will hide here, and so will Pharaoh. Now for this one, what's really important is that Pharaoh needs to have this crossbow, because the crossbow has 20% crit chance, and she needs to have the fertility crown, and she also needs to have this silent assassin thing on herself. important. Now, for those of you who either didn't get the artifact upgrade or you're not like 100% certain, it's good to have a backup. So backup is either the Hog Rush or the Twitch Shot. We currently have both on Borman and we have nothing on Selma. If you wanted to get a better backup, you could switch Selma for Ducks here, and then you'd have a Skull Splitter as a backup. I'm not going to do it because it's not necessary. Let me just give a random armor on Selma. It's not necessary, but just... Okay, so we are going to... Actually, we could probably move Selma even closer to maybe... here. Now, you're gonna need to wait till the hunter comes back. This is gonna require a lot of waiting because the hunter is gonna move towards the Chief Pyro and then even further out back towards that and then come back. I'm going to skip ahead for you so you don't need to wait, but it's gonna take a little while. Also, I don't know if I said that before, Selma is really not important for this particular fight because she doesn't even have the Twitch ability as backup. So you can switch her for Dux and Magnus. Dux would be a good backup, but Magnus would be good if you need to revive some of Magnus's abilities. You can use him for this fight. The important person is Pharaoh, and Borman's here for backup. So you need to have always Pharaoh and a backup person for this new system. Okay, so the hunter's coming now, so now I think. And we're going to start with her. She can shoot him, and you see that she has a 100% shot and a 100% crit chance. This is the most important thing. She needs to have a crit chance. Doesn't need to be 100%, 90% is good enough. How does she get it? Well, the weapon has a 20% crit chance. That's important. That's why we gave her the crossbow. And also she needs to have the crossbow because we need to have a crit chance of 10. For this to work the new way. Then she has an extra crit chance because she's hidden, and she has a bonus from the hat, from the Kiss Me Quick hat, and it's a double because she has the assassin. So then we're gonna shoot with her, and she's gonna do 10 damage. That's why another reason why you need a crossbow, because it's gonna do 10 damage. Next up, you can use Selma, and again she has a 100% shot, perfectly fine. And then we're gonna use Borman. Borman's probably gonna need to move around to do this. Yeah, he only has a 50% shot from here, so that's bad. We can move him to here, for example, then we can finish him off. If you don't have the upgraded weapons, like your crossbow, for example, only has a crit damage of 9, or your other sound weapons only do a damage of 6, you're gonna need to do this the old way. For example, using Borman's Hog Rush or Twitch Shot, or you know, just a regular way we always do it. Pick one mutation that you need and go to town. Okay, next thing I want to do is you should open the chest at this point, because we're gonna use this weapon to kill the Chief Pyro. It's not completely necessary, but this new weapon is so cool and I want to show you. It's great. It's great. It's so cool. It's called Elysium. It doesn't do that much fantastic damage. We have other weapons that do damage of 10, but it looks so good when you use it, so we're gonna use it. Wait here. Just because I'm excited. Okay, now next up we get the Chief Pyro and a hunter. We're gonna kill the other hunter the same way we killed this hunter, which means you gotta find a spot where Pharaoh's gonna be perfectly hidden. And because we didn't need to use any of we are going to place Borman there. We're gonna use Pharaoh and hide her right here behind this thingy, and then we're gonna use Selma and move her. I don't know, it doesn't matter what. Like here, and Borman, and you can like straight up attack him here. Now we didn't need to use Borman's Hog Rush or Twitch Shot, so if you needed to, you can use it now. Again, if Pharaoh doesn't come through, we can do it. See, now we only get 75% chance shot, so this is where the backup from Borman is good. Like if she doesn't do it right. Oh, but she did it, cool. But if she didn't hit him, then you would just use Hog Rush and just relax, or Twitch Shot on Borman. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna move Selma closer and shoot up. Oh, she got a critical hit too, which is great. And then Borman's just gonna finish it off. And now, okay, not yet. Now the last enemy that we're gonna fight is the Chief Pyro, and we're actually not gonna need any mutations to kill him. So what does that mean? That means that you don't need any one specific person. You can pick whoever. So we need to pick some people whose abilities we need to revive. So as you can see, the people I have at the moment, all of their abilities are revived, so we don't need them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch Selma for Dux, And we're going to give Dax the Elysium, which I'm so excited to show you. And then we're going to switch Pharaoh for Magnus. Magnus currently has the Rambino, Dax has the Elysium, and Boromir has the Boomstick. So I have 2 weapons that do basic damage of 10 and 1 weapon that does basic damage of 9. That's 29, minus the armor, which is 1 per each shot, so that's minus 3. So that's 26 damage we can do, so we don't need any mutations. Pick your weapons in a way that you don't need any mutations. If you do need some mutations, you can always use either whatever you had left with Boromir. If you didn't need to use the Crit Shot, for example, you can use it now. Or Selma's Crit Shot, that should be revived by now. But we don't need to use any of those. So Boromir has a Boomstick, so that one has the shortest range, so you want to move him probably the closest. And then between Magnus and Dax, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to place them both here. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for him to come back and then we're gonna attack him. Wait till he's here and then attack. Now, I'm gonna start with Dax because I want to show you the Elysium. I mean, isn't that beautiful? You get like a laser gun. Oh my god, it's so cool. I love it. I love the Elysium. It's my favorite, my new favorite weapon. You gotta switch to the Rambino. We can get 100% shot, so we can just shoot up with Magnus.
Stay away from me.
And then he only has an HP left of 7, and Boomstick actually does a damage of 10 minus 1, which is 9. So we can just kill him. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm 2 steps away.
Sweet takedown.
Okay, so the Chief Pyro doesn't actually blow up the same way the Pyros do, so you don't have to worry about being far enough. Okay, so this is how you clear the Grogg Den. The really cool thing is if you have the artifact upgrade, you can actually kill a lot of enemies without using any mutations, which I think is super cool. If you don't have it, you're gonna need to use some mutations, but you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna work out. If you use on the first hunter, if we had used Twitch Shot on Boromir, then on the next hunter we would have used Hog Rush, for example, and then on Chief Pyro we could have used Twitch Shot on Selma or something like that. It would have worked out anyway. But really, if you can, really try to make it work with Pharaoh, because she can get 100% crit chance, which is absolutely huge. So you want to make sure that you kind of utilize that. I think you can get the same effect with Dax if you like use his abilities right, and you know, use Moth Wings, for example, to get him to a higher ground from which he can get a better crit chance. I haven't really tried it because I just like to use Pharaoh, but it should probably work. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, write down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.